Thanks, Candace. So, you're listening to Danger FM, and we're here bringing you the greatest content and the best podcasts. I hope you're enjoying the show. Now, if you'd like to subscribe to our Patreon, you can get extra content. Whoa. Yeah, imagine that. But now, listen up for this. It's Gary Gripley and the Toads.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
You see, the thing is, I'm always stoned.
Nice one, Beelzebub.
Smash! Smash!
Alright, don't get cocky now, kid.
Given the fact that we're having a slime fight in a sewer, this has been remarkably mature as an episode for all of us.
Caragor's gonna quick draw his +1 cold iron heavy mace. Just gonna try out Windu for the first time.
Cast it into the fire! Destroy it!
We have defeated our first ooze of this adventure.
The adventure continues now.
All right, sounds good. Ross, can I get 3 claps? Scott, can I get 3 claps? Dan, can I get 3 claps? James, can I get 3 claps? And Drum, can I get 3 claps? Thank you very much, everyone.
Where are your 3 claps?
I don't need to do them.
What? That is outrageous.
I'll do them if you want. There you go.
Oh, they weren't very good.
Colin the clapless.
He thinks he's above the clap, man. He thinks he's above the clap. That's the trouble.
Well, I'm basically...
Nobody's above the clap.
I'm syncing myself to my own sound, so it's a bit, you know...
You know nothing of the clap.
Expert opinion there, Ross. Does anyone else get self-conscious about the claps that they do? I know we only do them to sync up audio at the start of these, but every now and then I'll do my 3 claps and I go, oh, they were a bit shit. I want to redo this.
Well, for a long time, because most people's claps don't come through on my mic, so I just thought that you couldn't clap. All of you were just sort of like, guess everyone said like... So I was like, what? Come on, guys. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. I can do it.
Dan, I hate to tell you this, but we've got a WhatsApp group called Dan's Claps.
Oh, I knew it. Actually, the BBC have been in touch. They kind of want to syndicate it. So, Dan's Claps might become
the man born without a clap, which in many ways you'd think would be a good thing. But...
Not in
entertainment. With the clap. That would be awful.
Do you imagine that?
I love this sound banter. This is great. Do you know what I mean? Dangerous. You're going to love this.
Sound banter, mate. A sound banter.
Wow, you're already thinking about Danger Recall in 2 years' time when you can do a whole bit about syncing up audio, can't you? This is perfect tech.
It's the only reason I started this.
You can call the episode Claptrap.
Oh. Well, then put your hands together, everybody, because hello, everyone, and welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, Drum actually did.
Yeah, without sound, though. Without sound. I did silent clapping. Like a little schoolgirl. Like that. Anyway.
Absolutely delightful. It's a shame we're not going to do video on this one because the way all the monitors are stacked up on Zoom at the moment, Scott has some wonderful artwork from Caragor as his background, and Ross is directly above him, and it just looks like Caragor has Ross's face, and it's just lovely.
Plot twist.
Well, I mean, we could take a picture of it and then put it out, couldn't we? That's what we could do.
Maybe we'll do that
because we've got the technology. We've got the technology to do it.
We have, and I will put a reminder on our phones so we remember to actually do it. We're so often we're like, yeah, we'll put a picture up for that, and then weeks later, Dangerlings are just like, can you do that? And we're like, oh yeah.
Where's that thing that you said you were going to do?
I wish we had video footage of what Scott's trying to do to the bottom of Ross right now, because that is suspect.
Just give the squishy bit of poke.
Yeah. We've already gone there.
It's a visual gag. It's a visual gag. Doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a 2-finger tussle.
Don't give that away for free, man. Don't give that away. Let's put it on Patreon if we're going to touch Ross's soft bits. Speaking of soft, squishy things, Ross is behind. You fought an ooze last week. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, Ross. I went from you're behind to ooze in very few jumps right there.
I mean, they're very much alike. Yeah, so
Yeah, we fought an ooze ages and ages and ages ago, didn't we?
Well, you fought one back in Ilsurian in our first ever adventure. They fought the Sanguine Ooze, but that it was first edition, and also it was a swarm. Like, mechanically, it was a swarm. So I think this is the first time you fought an actual rules as written ooze in this.
Right.
It was called a sanguine ooze, but it wasn't actually an ooze.
Yeah. It was one of these things where it was like, it might as well be, but it's really hard. In first edition, it's quite hard to make an ooze that is a worthwhile encounter for first level characters in it, because they're quite powerful, so they found a way to make it so it was, it's hard to have an engulf attack at low level.
Can I ask a question? Is an ooze related to a gelatinous cube?
I was just going to ask the same thing. Yeah,
Really?
I was going to ask the same thing. Yeah.
I can tell you, a gelatinous cube is a kind of ooze. Yes, ooze
Right.
is a type of monster of which there are various types. And there are, black puddings, gelatinous cubes, sewer oozes, ochre jellies.
So there's black pudding.
There is black pudding in this game.
Black puddings have been in TTRPG lore for aeons, for ages. They were OG D&D stuff. They were
Black pudding.
Now, who out there likes black pudding? Do you like black pudding, anyone?
I love black
Dried
pudding.
I'm a fan.
I don't mind it. Yes, right.
I'll smash a bit of black pudding, mate. Love it.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Although it's one of those things that it's like, they always give you such small pieces, and then when you buy some, you realise that it's incredibly rich. And I've made the mistake of being big old blood of black pudding on my breakfast, and then eating half of it and been like, oh my god, I can't eat more than that.
Is black pudding overseas? Is it, or is it just an English
I
or
think you can get
Scottish
it-
thing?
I think it's often called blood pudding.
I think
Which is more descriptive, let's
More
be honest.
literal.
Black is burying the lead on that. That is not the key thing about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
well, it's like haggis as well. So let's come
I was
up with
just-
a quaint name for something rather frank.
Just about to say, James, haggis. Anyone like haggis out there?
Yeah.
Love
Love a
haggis.
bit of haggis.
Love
yeah.
haggis. With leaps and
Now,
tatties.
also, obviously, none of us are vegetarian or vegan here, but you can get vegetarian and vegan haggis, which is also very, very good.
I bet
Yeah.
it's really good, actually.
It's
I can
amazing,
see that
yeah.
working. Drummond, you make some amazing haggis nachos. I don't know if you've ever been sober when you've served them to us to the point you'd remember the recipe, but you have served me some amazing haggis nachos over the years.
Yeah. That was a fun movie night, and it was quite close to Burns night. So that haggis from Lidl, cheap and delicious.
Burns night, which is my birthday. Just
Is it?
Yeah. There you go.
Trying to steal Robbie Burns' thunder.
I know.
That's not as bad as actually being Robbie Burns on 2 different Burns nights to a bunch of Scottish people. I've done that before at the behest of a lot of middle class, rich English people. Yeah, you could come and do Robert Burns, couldn't you? And read the thing to the haggis. So you could get a Scottish person to do it if you want, but I mean, I'll do it because it's a moneyed gig. Sure, fine. I did this gig in this fancy bar. Read out the address to the haggis and another one of his poems from Mem.
Nice.
And the English people were loving it, and there was 3 narrowed eyes at the other end of the bar. 3 narrowed Scottish eyes. They were from Aberdeenshire, and they were not having it. Quite rightly so. Where
are you from, lad? Eh? Where are you from?
Yeah.
Eh?
What kind of accent?
Oh, know that town, eh?
Scott, you've played Burns on Burns night, but have you ever played 2 characters in one whole night? Because I do. I don't know if you knew that. I play Beelzebub and Fulton at the same time. Just saying, yeah.
We've heard, mate. We've heard.
Yeah, we all know about
5 narrowed pairs of eyes.
that, and the entire Pathfinder community being like, yeah, we know about that, Ross.
Just extending my voice for real. That's all it is. Yeah, just.
You think this is bad? After we went off the air with we recorded Dangerous Wednesdays this week and talked about Gunslingers. So that'll be maybe last week or week before it will have gone out from when this episode airs. And it's like Ross is asking loads of questions about how would we have Gunslingers in our campaign. And I'm like, I'm not adverse to it. I like firearms. I think it'd be good as a thing to make as an available option. I'm sure we could find a way to make it work. And after it goes off air, Ross is just like, got some real good gunslinger ideas. It's just like, you already have 2 characters.
3. I'm going for the 3.
Yeah, right,
The Cornetto trilogy.
kind of averse to like having guns in a fantasy setting. I'm sort of like, it's a bit of a line for me. I'm like, you know what, maybe the odd one off, but if they become in any way near prolific, you lose the feel of a fantasy swords and sorcery kind of setting for me. I think we had a gunslinger in this show, and we all killed him.
Then you gave his gun to a child. Left her with it.
We did. We had a discussion based around that. About the sort of if you're going to have guns in your campaign and what it means and all that kind of stuff. I particularly like Ross's justification, which began as quite a long-winded exposition and quickly became, I love guns. Guns. Guns are cool. It's like, cool. Well, guns are cool.
I think technology does something fascinating to fantasy settings. I think it does. It says something really, really interesting about the story you're trying to tell. It needs to be the story that you and your group are trying to tell, but it can be a really, really interesting story. And if you want to hear the full discussion on that, YouTube Danger Club podcast, have a look at Dangerous Wednesdays, the recording from that, because we talked for like an hour on it. And we will not talk for an hour on this because we are having an adventure in the city of Quantium right now, or rather under the city of Quantium.
Oh yeah.
So you have been on the trail of Bijan and Zainab Olavi, who are a pair of alchemists, from the city of Ernepion. And the reason you're looking for them is you've been in Quantium trying to find the Scriven Burrow, the demon library of Abraxas, where you will be able to find out, finally, what these shards that you have been carrying around with you for goodness knows how many episodes, find out what they actually do, perhaps. There's a book there called The Alibrium, which is going to tell you. But the Scriven Burrow is a secret library. And you think you've heard via her lovely bookseller who sold Fulton a book on horse sex that the Olavi twins claim to have been to the Scriven Burrow and may know how to get into it. And so you've been to their address to try and find out what it is. You found their address was an abandoned apothecary shop with a deadly trap inside. You nearly killed poor Burke the Knoll finding your way in. And you finally got in, went down into the sewers, and have been attacked by a big slimy ooze. So you get the picture. Maybe these twins do not wish to be disturbed, whatever they are doing. But you defeated the ooze pretty handily there. I was unsure of how that fight would go, because it's a very different kind of fight to a lot of the ones you've been in. It requires some pretty special tactics, and you pulled it off really successfully. So congratulations, a well fought fight there by the Danger Club.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I'm going to go now. See you later.
Are you giving us props then, Dan?
I am giving you
for actually being organised and thinking about stuff, because I'm not sure that's what we did. I think it was still luck.
I think if you're lucky that you've got like a bludgeoning weapon or something like that in your arsenal, then you're quite effective against those sort of creatures, aren't you?
Lucky to have one? You mean after months and weeks of making sure that you have the tools for the job, after losing a member of the party to something that could have been avoidable?
Yeah.
Four planning did go into it, Mr. Two Characters Ross.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a bit of,
what about Beelzebub just breaking out that spell at the end, the potion that you drank? And then
the first time you did the metamorphosis?
The one that turned into the Bashi man.
The stone.
The Bashi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because I
haven't seen that yet.
Isn't that a core feature of that class?
No, there's a lot of other ones. There's a lot of other things. Yeah, I don't want to bore you with all of them, but loads. I've definitely researched, obviously.
Yeah.
So
mutagens are not a core factor in a mutagenist alchemist class at all, are they, Ross? They're not.
DM burn.
Be throwing your bombs. Well, let's find out if you've got any more mutagens up your sleeve. You probably have. You haven't used any for God knows how many episodes.
Yeah.
But let's see if you find your way through it. So we'll pick up where we are. You're kind of just picking yourselves back up out of the slime, having defeated them all. I believe Beelzebub and Shania, you are particularly mucky because you jumped down into the filth to fight against the creature. It only comes up. It's only about a foot deep, so it only comes up to your knees. So it's not too bad. And you have established in the early one that the filth in this part of the sewer is not dangerous. You avoided the path with all of the dangerous blue sticky goo in it. But it is pretty slimy, and it's very easy to just climb back up onto the walkway along the side where everyone else is. So you kind of haul yourself out of the muck, and you're left sitting in this room. The passage carries on off to the you'd say in a westerly direction, and you can see a faint light coming from that direction.
Before we go anywhere, Shania would like to drag Philippe out of the muck as well, because he got quite badly hurt during that. I don't know if I've done this yet already. I don't think I did. But Shania would like to sort of put a potion down his neck.
Do you want to put a potion down his neck, or do you want to try using your healing tools to patch him up? You can use your medicine to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, he's quite badly hurt. I might just give him some potion. And we're in a bit of a rush as well. We're in a bit of a rush.
All right.
Not really.
Yes and no.
So your treat wounds works I think it's every hour, I believe you can do it. So you can do one of those, and then you could give him a potion afterwards if you want to.
All right, okay, I'll do a treat wounds then.
Okay, what's your level in medicine? Are you trained, expert, or master?
I am expert at the moment.
All right, go ahead. It's a DC, so it's a DC 20 medicine check.
Sure. Ooh, dice. Okay, that is 25.
25, that is a success. So he is healed. So that heals 2d8 plus 10 hit points.
Fantastic. Thanks very much. There's a D8. There's a D8.
That's a
plus 10, did you say?
2d8 plus
10. Yeah.
Wow. That's a big heal.
I didn't realise that.
It's a
party
really
healer.
powerful thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realise I could heal.
This is mental.
Well, I thought I was mostly using magic for that, but apparently no. I did do a load of medicine stuff because I'm supposed to be a healer. So you're right. I should pay more attention to what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, he's back. He's almost up to full, in fact, from that. So that's great. Nice. Because that's 17 hit
push
points
him in
back.
the muck.
Yeah, I heal him. Then I slap him around the face. You stupid monkey! What do you think you're doing? Almost get yourself killed. I love you. And then
you take 17 points of damage.
I giveth and I taketh away.
I think you got scared off it in the early on, because it is possible if you crit fail the roll to do damage with it, inflict damage. Yeah. But by the point you're at now, it's starting to become almost impossible to crit fail it, because your skill is so high with it. So there you go. So you heal quite a bit of hit points to him. You patch him up. You bandage Philippe up. Looks pretty tough. Do you want to give him a healing potion as well?
No, he doesn't need it. It's fine. Cool. Let's go.
Good stuff. So you spend 10 minutes working on that. How's everyone else feeling? Everyone else good?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
Right.
I think Shania dropped some healing mid-fight, didn't she? Or did something?
No, I'd run out of healing, I think, by the time we got in here because of all the acid. So there was no... I healed everyone after the acid, and then that was the end of my healing spells for the day.
I'm on 30 hit points out. So half. But yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
You've got another character.
Scratch on him. Yeah, you also got two characters. I mean, Beelzebub can also heal, right? Take some of the load from Shania.
No.
So anyone with medicine and a healer's kit can do skill healing. Otherwise, it's potions.
I think the Beelzebub is sort of like the.
I can. Go on. What am I like?
I was just going to say, he's sort of like the tombola of companions, isn't he? You just sort of stick your hand in and just feel like, who knows what's going to come out? Could be a mutagen, could be a bit of healing, could be an acid blast to the face. Who knows?
Yeah. I can make one, probably.
Okay, yeah, you can make a healing potion. Who else has got, apart from Shania? Who else has got a medicine score that's tenable?
I've got a medicine score of 8, which is all right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We should buy you some healers kits.
Yeah.
Or you should buy yourself some healers kits.
I could buy myself some healers kits. Well, it's one of those things that I've never really looked at that mechanic either, because it's sort of gradually ticked up in the background. Because obviously, at first level I had a 2 or something ridiculous. So I guess.
Yeah, remember when Brimbone was trying to medicine heal all the sick wolf and just ended up ramming lavender up your nostrils?
I think that's if you do.
No wonder we didn't do it.
Yeah, because I did think that just when Dan was describing it to Drum, because obviously in the early levels, medicine kind of punches you in the face when you try and use it. So you go as a character, you're like, oh, well, I won't bother with that. And then, of course, as you level up, you completely forget about it because you never. It's like, hang on, I'm going to try and stick some lavender up your nose again. And you're like, nah.
Very quickly, it becomes a thing that everyone could have, and you can like have half the party just patching themselves up in between every fight. So you can easily do that. So it takes 10 minutes to if you want to heal. So either Shania can take 10 minutes each and can do some healing to you, or you can she can. Obviously, you can't both use the tools at once. So if you only got one set, only one person can try it once.
So I can only use a treat wounds once this hour, can't I?
Only once on a person. Only a person can only benefit from treat wounds once in an hour. So,
so I can do it.
But you can do it on anyone else.
That's all right. Okay, this is good. This is good. Good to know. Good to know.
All useful stuff. All right. So, any more healing, or are we going to push on through the sewers?
Yeah. Does anyone need anything?
Okay.
No, let's crack on.
All right. Feeling confident.
Sure, Fulton doesn't want a bit of a top up. He's down half hit points.
No, that's Beelzebub.
Oh.
I don't think I've taken any damage as Fulton.
I'd say it's unlikely, given that thing's to hit roll versus Fulton's insane armor class.
Yeah, so it's only Beelzebub.
Let's push on.
I got an elixir of life, but it only does like D6 healing.
Wow, that's some creative marketing right there, isn't there? The elixir of life.
Yeah.
Like a little boo-boo heals on your wrist.
It gives so much better when it's... Oh, what level are we? Oh yeah, no, actually,
you're level 5.
I can do
Still level 5.
lesser,
Still level
5.
which is 3d6. Yeah, I'm gonna chug I'm gonna get JamJam to make me a elixir of life. Lesser.
Yes, Father.
Make
I will infuse it with my own life force, which is also your life force,
Does
and
he
then
just-
put it back into you. It probably doesn't do anything.
Does he just turn around and then start just doing something in a bottle and then?
He just waddles off into the corner, and you all stand really awkwardly while you just listen to the sound of fluid draining into a bottle, and then there's kind of a drip, 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 as he just does a little shake, turns around and presents you with a bottle.
Ah, good. That couldn't have been any worse, that roll. I got 6, 12 hit points back.
12 hit points
For all
back.
good that healing was, you might as well pissed it up a wall. Have we previously established that JamJam has no external protuberances for urinating? So just, I think the word was dripping effluvians before, wasn't it? On
he leaks.
himself.
Yeah, he just sort of leaks it.
Yeah.
As Beelzebub and JamJam are engaged in this intimate ritual, Caragor just says to Shania and Bubba, sort of over his shoulders, like, yeah, it's weird watching someone put their life force into something and then bring it back out of something. It's weird. It almost reminds me of something else. Someone else just reminds me of someone.
Oh,
Can't
yeah?
quite place it, yeah. God, what's it
Yeah.
remind me of?
Yeah.
No, I'm drunk.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Draining
I don't.
life forces.
No, I have no idea.
Draining.
Cycle of like, draining and then putting it back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. You're so funny.
Oh, Father, this would be so much easier if I had a digit with which to excrete it. I have to use a shiwi.
Yes. Quiet. Don't ever say that ever again.
Fine, I will put it back in my flap.
Look, this is lovely, but should we push on?
Yeah, let's go.
We should probably go. Yeah.
Is the place with a faint bit of a light the only obvious way we can go?
You could go back the way you came and then go back down the tunnel with the glowing blue slime, but you were all pretty adamant that felt like a bad idea last time. So it's that or onwards towards the light.
Onwards towards the light.
Yes.
I guess.
Almost towards the light.
Let's go.
I tell you what, can you give me some party order while you're walking down here, since we're underground?
Sure. Fulton probably up front.
Does that make sense?
Felder's in the middle, backish.
Bubba's slap bang in the middle.
Right.
I guess Shania is probably next to Caragor.
Well, Caragor's probably if we can go two abreast, and Caragor's probably walking next to Fulton for trap finding situation-y things.
That sounds
Beelzebub would be at the back.
So yeah, there's probably just this awkward moment where Caragor goes to walk up next to Fulton, and Shania is there as well, and Caragor's like, "Oh, it's not that I've got."
Yeah. No, it's okay. I know you have to do the trappy thing. That's okay.
Yeah,
I like to. It's okay. I like to be behind you too.
That's fine. Well, you can have three abreast. You can walk up front with the others if you like, Shania. You can be.
No. I like to be behind.
Yeah, it's probably just best if you hang, because it's me and Fulton.
Yeah.
We always,
Yeah.
Got it. Very good. All right then. And Philippe guards the rear. So you make your way along traipsing through the muck. This slime, it's not just like a sewer stuff. Like I think you established earlier on, Velda had a look at it. It is kind of run off from the various magic schools. So sometimes they're just like sort of glowing seams running through this slime that kind of goes past you, and it sticks to your boots a little bit. It's gross and it stinks, but it doesn't seem to have any adverse effects. After a little bit of walking, you find the source of the light is coming from an exit over to the right-hand side. You can see there is a doorway. There's a little curtain pulled across it, but there's no door on it. So the sewer itself carries on ahead of you, and then to right there is a doorway with a curtain through which there is a crack of light emitting around the side of it.
Right, looks like that's the place to go, isn't it?
Does look like the place, yes.
Yeah, but let's be cautious here. I mean, we don't know what the fuck is behind the curtain. So
silently, Caragor just turns to the rest and makes a few hand gestures near his eyes, and then looks stern, and then would like to check for traps.
All right, go ahead, give me a perception.
I will.
Do you want Bubba to roll as well, or is this one of those ones that you want to do by yourself?
There's nothing that I just want to do by myself. If you want to roll with your character, if you want to do it, Colin, don't let someone else take the lead on it.
No, it just got to
your
the
own
point.
character, man. Don't let me define what you do with your own character. I got a 13. Roll. I got a 13. Just do what you want, man.
No, I'm not going to roll.
Oh,
That's
okay,
it.
cool.
No, I will. Yeah, I got. Mine's pretty good. Mine is mine's 26.
A 26. All right. So you search around the area. You don't find any evidence of traps, and you don't hear anything coming from the room. The room sounds silent. You don't hear any of the sounds of breathing or conversation or me moving around. You're pretty confident it's empty.
That's empty through there. That's fine. Let's go.
All right.
Did the slimes and ooze make any sound?
Well,
They don't breathe,
Like that.
do they?
they're
So
a
they
bit
could be-
swishy sloshy, aren't they?
Yeah. See?
Gloopy blooply,
Blippity bloppity.
It takes a
burpy
bard.
flurpy. They're a bit
It
like
takes a
that.
bard to be so descriptive with noises. It's a wonder to listen to. It really.
That
is.
was one of my poems.
That reminds me of that dessert you made for us. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, the thingy block thing. Yeah, I can't remember the name now because it's been 4 weeks since we
Blockety
recorded that.
Blockety blocky, chunky wonky, monkey flump, blah blah blah.
It was basically a cheesecake, to be honest. I just gave it a funky name.
Yeah, it's all about marketing, isn't it? You can't just call it cheesecake. You want chunky flumper blumper.
And
It
for
took,
those that don't
3
know,
weeks for this to become canon when we said it wasn't?
Yeah.
Now you need to entwine this into the narrative, Dan. Like how we managed to have those dinner parties. Go.
Yeah.
if you don't know what we're talking about, this is a patron thing. If you want to subscribe to the Patreon, you can. Slipping it in
I'll
there.
add it in with France and Birmingham and all the other things that we can fit into our world somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we doing with this? What are we doing with this glowing room?
I
Caragor
guess.
would like to take a peek around the curtain, please.
Okay. Cool. Caragor steps up, you pull the curtain aside, and you peer inside. Inside the room, it is a fairly... You reckon this was maybe like a workroom or something in the sewers. It looks like it's always been a part of it here, but it seems to have been converted into sort of living quarters. There is a couple of beds that seem to be behind curtains. There's some curtains strung up around them to keep them quiet. There's a table covered in notes, and there's a bookcase with all sorts of different books and scraps of paper and things tucked into it. There is as you poke your head around, the smell of the sewer disappears, and there's a lovely sort of scent of kind of spices and tobacco in this room. And you can see on the table, next to a weird contraption with a dagger in it, there's a little pot that seems to be burning with some kind of incense in it that's just smouldering away. There are a couple of ever-burning torches that are up in the on the side of it, which are providing light for this room, but there is nobody in here.
From what I know of Trappy Wappies, does that contraption with a dagger look like it could harm something or someone, or has some kind of trigger lever to it?
I mean, anything with a dagger in it can feasibly harm someone. You don't feel like... It doesn't look like it's going to spring out across the room. Sort of you and Bubba, between the two of you, have rolled well enough that, you don't think that this is something that's going to kind of spring out and attack you. Okay. It looks like it's not to say it's completely benign, but it doesn't look like a trap per se.
Yeah, I know we rolled sort of outside. I wasn't sure about the inside, but sure, okay. I take another sort of look round, and then I gesture to the others and slowly step into the room.
Shania follows.
Okay, you slip inside, and you have a little look around the room. Slip inside the weird alchemist room.
I don't know.
So you see there is stuff burning here. I think maybe someone may come back at some point. We must be on our guard, yeah?
Someone was here quite recently, yeah. Look at these notes on the table. What's on the notes on the table? Yes, let's look at the notes.
Okay, so you sort through all of the notes, and there's lots of different formulas here, like just long mathematical formulas that are pretty hard to understand unless you are at least trained in crafting.
I am.
Okay, go ahead and give us it got Bardic Law as well, so you can give us a crafting check if you want, or a Bardic Law check. Try and work out what they are.
I bet the alchemists of the party would really want to have a look. Oh yeah, okay, go on, Bubba, go on.
That's a 21, that. I mean, that's a 21. Sorry, I'm answering as Bubba.
All right. They are indeed alchemical formulas. You're looking through them. They appear to be experiments. They look like, you're not an expert, but they look like experiments aimed at... They're all to do with oozes. They're all to do with creating and manipulating living oozes. However, many of them seem to have kind of crossings out or things at the bottom of them. If you didn't know better, you'd say that they were failures. All these seem to be failed experiments. You'd also find a book as you're searching through all this stuff. It's kind of the only book that isn't just a textbook on alchemy. You find a very old, very dusty-looking book tucked into the bookshelf. It is entitled "The Language of the Kings," and as you look through it, you can see that it has a piece of paper tucked into it as a bookmark. If you flip through it, it seems to be it's full of hieroglyphs and notes and things on the hieroglyphs, but you're not particularly sure exactly what that is.
Hey, look at these experiments, Beelzebub. Take a look at these. It looks like failed experiments. You'd know a lot about this. And this book here, The Language of Kings. I don't know what that's about, but it's full of hieroglyphs. Look at this, people.
Yes, I already knew that because I was just doing it in secret behind you. Yeah.
Oh, right. Just looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, Velda, what do you think of this?
Well, yes. Velda's sort of like picked up the book. And would it be an occultism check?
I would say it's a society check for this one.
Okay. Oh, yeah, baby. That's a 29.
A 29. This is a book on ancient Osirian. Ancient Assyria was an empire that ruled most of Garand thousands of years ago. It is now, the nation of Assyria now still exists, but is a lot smaller. But ancient Assyrian was the the vastly spoken language of the upper classes thousands of years ago. So a lot of textbooks in this part of the world, if they're very, very old, you might find books written in that. So it's a bit like Latin, and this appears to be kind of a guide to translating particularly advanced forms of that language.
Interesting.
Oh.
I relate that to the group.
While this has been going on, while the books people are doing their booksy things, I'd like to go to the other entrance and just quietly poise myself near it to keep a watch out and an ear out to see who's coming
sensible. Okay, cool. You keep an ear out and keep a weather ear. Give us a perception check, see how well you are listening out while you're watching.
Come on. Yes. 24.
24, very nice. Okay, you have the ears of a hawk. Doesn't sound right, but it's
tiny holes.
Famously large-eared, bat-eared hawk.
Dan, with my role, obviously, having concluded what the book is with my 29, can I see any correlation between the book and any potential alchemical experiments, even though I'm not an expert alchemist?
You would... None of the notes that they have made are in ancient Assyrian.
Right.
The scrap of paper that they're using as a bookmark in this book has some ancient Assyrian phrases with translations scrawled on it, on the back. There is also something written in common on the other side of it. You would guess if they're using this, they're using some kind of very old book. And you do remember that Chartreudel told you that he met them because they were trying to buy a book on translating ancient Assyrian.
Yes.
But you go. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be directly related to these formulas.
Yes, I would deduce from this that the original source material that they're translating is not here. So maybe they're, I don't know, trying to translate some ancient book of alchemical nonsense.
Do you think that it could be it's not Ollie Bryan. Sorry, I've written down it's Olibrian, not Ollie Bryan.
Ollie Bryan.
Olibrian.
I'm Ollie Bryan.
The way I've written it down, it looks like Ollie and Brian. I don't know why. The Olibrium. The Olibrium, because could it possibly be they are translating Olibrium from the Olibrium?
Potentially. Could be anything, really. It would be very, very old. I know that much. Because it's ancient Assyrian, you see.
Okay. Good.
So,
great.
This is interesting.
Could be good lead. I wonder where the fuck they are. I'm bored now, so I'd like to, I don't know, ask some questions of some people. Maybe I should shout out loudly.
No, whoa.
No. I'm not sure that's...
We don't know who's down
literally
here.
waiting for you guys to stop me.
Yes. I'm going to keep this, and Velda slips the book into his bag. Because it might be useful if we find the original source material. Anything useful here, Beelzebub?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do you want to? Okay. All right. Beelzebub declines to search the room.
You've already done it, haven't you? You've only.
No, that you've taken a cursory glance and seen like notes and thing. And
I thought
the
Colin
dagger thing
did it already.
You haven't actually. If you want to make a roll and actually search the room, you can do.
I will do that. Then I will do that with a 16 on the die, and then that is an extra 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 14, 24.
A 24. There you go. Is that Beelzebub searching the room?
Yes.
Okay. Beelzebub finds a like an alchemist's pack under one of the beds. It contains 2 lesser Tanglefoot bags and 2 lesser elixirs of life. You also, upon looking at the dagger, examining the dagger a bit more closely, you can see it's rigged up to some kind of contraption, and there seems to be kind of a greenish substance dripping from the blade of the dagger and being collected in a tiny vial very gradually. I reckon with a bit of work you might be able to extract it safely from whatever device is holding it.
What is this?
I found some.
Yes.
It's dripping the poison or something into this vial. With my expertise, I could remove it, but it could also poison me and kill me.
Would that be an alchemy thing, or would that be a thievery thing?
Thievery or occultism. Occultism would let you kind of avoid the dangers of it. Thievery would let you just disable the
Yes,
device.
you see,
We know each other's powers and stuff by now, and abilities and things. My thievery's 11.
yeah, my occultism's 10. I could try and use occultism to remove this, but I'm happy for Beelzebub to take the risk. I think he's best qualified.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Beelzebub, once he gets going, look at him go. You know,
Yeah,
look at him
Beelzebub,
search and do things. This
You
is
stand
amazing.
you stand there and do that. We'll all go over here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you go ahead. Let's.
Yes. I need to read this book by the torch over there.
Wait, what's the Caragor's still sort of by the door? What's the reward here? What are we getting out of this?
A tiny vial of green.
Well, no, you'd be removing the dagger, not the tiny vial.
Oh, I thought we'd want whatever's coming off the dagger rather than... Oh, right, we get...
Well, I mean, you can have both. I'll be generous. If you roll well enough, I'll give you
the
both.
tiny vial of green.
I've got potion. We've got a potion maker in the party, plenty of potions on us, and I'm bristling with weapons. I don't know about you lot.
Well, I don't know. I thought we were trying to find out what it is.
Yes, I'm quite curious as to what sort of dagger it is. Could I try an occultism check to try and work out what kind of dagger it might be, or a arcana check?
Yeah, go ahead, give us an occultism check to try and identify.
Be nice to have a little guide spell on that, wouldn't it?
That's 18.
An 18. You reckon, looking at it, you reckon this is a dagger of venom. So it is a particularly potent dagger. So it works as a striking dagger, +1 dagger. I don't think it's striking, but it does. It's got easier to hit with, and it generates poison. It's +1 striking dagger, so double damage dice of a normal dagger, and it makes targets sickened. And once per day, you can use it to inject somebody with a horrible poison, which does poison damage.
Well, there we go. It's a dagger of sickening.
I've got 2 of them. Not sickening, but I got some. Yeah, it's the old Plersvons. Remember the old Plersvons?
Yes.
Yeah, that brand, famous brand. Yeah, I've got 2 of them.
Yes.
Plersvon striking.
Plersvons.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it depends. It has some value.
But so here's the thing. Why is this person trying, dripping all of the poison out of it and collecting it in the vial like this to make something a very, very strong poison, maybe?
Strong poisonous slime, by the looks of it, if we're putting things together.
Okay. This makes sense. Okay, so bad alchemist person lives around here. Okay, tick, we've done this. Bye.
All right, so Shania leaves the room.
Shania walks out, gets the slime, just bears off.
No, she just stands there going, yep, yeah, what do you think? Huh?
I don't think we need it, do we, really? I mean, it depends if someone can grab it and then use it on us. That's the only other thing.
Yes, it would, of course, prevent whatever is going on here and that person from making the poisonous slime if we took the thing that's making the poison.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, then let's do it. Go.
All right.
Beelzebub, you're up.
This is your moment. This is your perfect...
You know what? No, I won't do it. You just want me to do it because you want me to sacrifice myself, and I won't do it. So you, if you want to do it, can do it.
And then he sort of puts his hands on his hips and goes,
Yes.
We want you to do it because you're the most qualified, no?
Yes,
this is your area, yeah?
We're not bullying you, mate. We're just you're part of the club.
I don't want to do it. And you can't make me.
Right.
Beelzebub has assertively asserted his assertiveness for a change. We all asked him to do it. He doesn't want to do it. That's fair cop, Beelzebub. No worries.
Okay.
Shall we move on?
All right, fair play. Come on, then.
Oh, it worked.
But if someone gets stabbed with that dagger,
Yes.
I'm not saying it's your fault.
It's so your fault, to be honest. And we only approached you, Beelzebub, because you're the expert in alchemical equipment, and this is clearly alchemical equipment.
out of character, you got told that it was not alchemical. Anyone could do it, and an alchemical person didn't have to.
It was occultism and thievery were the options allowed. I'm not sure if alchemy was an option allowed.
Yeah, I know. I was speaking in character.
Yeah, no, I was thinking out of character, but yeah.
So never mind.
So Beelzebub kind of
on we go.
Come on in.
All right.
Yes.
You pocket the so you take the potions, you take the tanglefoot bags, you take the book with the note in it, and you leave the dagger of venom behind on the desk.
As we take the tanglefoot bags, Caragor just mutters, "Really? Does anyone use them anymore? This just tell you what, they're so hard to manufacture and they're rarely worth it. Honestly, just the way they implode basically in on yourself. It's just, right, I mean, you can flog them, but I mean, honestly, apart from that,
I'm sure they used to be better. They
used to be so good, Velda. Velda, I tell you, I used to be made of them. I used to be Caragor, Tanglefoot, One Fang. That's what I used to be.
Yes,
it was great.
I remember. And Tanglefoot arrows as well. Do you remember those? They were good.
God, they were so good. Yeah, now I may as well use Nerf arrows.
Yes.
What's
Because those
Nerf?
two children died using them and they put in all those safety restrictions.
Oh.
I also used to enjoy them.
Who lets children play with Tanglefoot bags, honestly?
So horrible. Imagine that old Dave Prowse safety adverts for little children being like, don't play with Tanglefoot bags. Just like kids covered in goo. Right.
As everyone's leaving, Shania just takes one little look back at the knife and decides to try and take the knife and the poison using her thievery.
Classic Shania. All right, go for it.
It.
That sounds good.
That's a 12.
Okay, I'm gonna need to find the rules for this, aren't I? Oh no.
No, hold on. I'm going to use a hero point to try and re-roll.
All right.
Yes, Drum.
Screw it.
Cashing him in.
Oh, I've got two of them. I keep forgetting about them.
Yeah, I've got 3. I should just use it.
What was our sting for hero points? Wasn't it?
I think we
Roxanne?
make one up every time. Yeah, it was Roxanne, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's now an 18.
An 18. That is exactly a success. Shania, you reach to grab the blade of the dagger and then stop just as you're about to and think, and reach and grab the hilt of it. You manage to find a clip, unclip the dagger, give it a twist, pull it free, and you take away the little vial of venom. And you have a dagger of venom, which you have managed to get and is not has not been used up. So you have a dagger of venom,
Great,
which has one use of it for today.
Nice,
fantastic, good. Slip that in the in the weapons alcove on my back or whatever.
I think I say slip that in my arm. There we go. Bring us some champions.
Weren't you storing weapons in Philippe last game?
Philippe, come here. I've healed you up.
Maybe you're right. Yeah. Yeah, and like try and can I find something to cork the
Yeah,
the
that's fine.
poison
You
thing
find
with-
some a stopper among it and cork.
All right, okay, and then put that away
you got a
somewhere
little
as well.
vial of poison as well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, and then sneak off.
Which I mean, I'm looking forward to because I know how you remember horrible poisons and things from the Sleepy Chili. Like that's going to come back in about 30 games time. It's going to get slipped into somebody's drink.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, you make your way further on down the passageway. After a little while, you start to hear. How are you progressing? How are you making your way along there?
Same as
With our
before.
feet.
Same as before?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Make your way down, and you start to see another glowing light coming from further down as you head down the passageway. You can see more, what looks like a larger chamber lit by ever-burning torches. Give me some perception checks. Let's see if we can hear what's going on up ahead, get any idea of what's happening there.
19 for Velda.
Ooh. 19, okay.
19 for Bubba.
19 for Bubba.
29 for Shania.
Ooh.
25 Caragor.
21 for Fulton.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Good rolls.
So Caragor and Shania, you hear very faintly. You can hear a kind of some kind of a churning noise, like some kind of a mechanical, a bit like a water pump, kind of turning over, coming from further on down the thing. And you can you can hear the sound of two people talking in Nexian accents as you're approaching, and you hear the voices go quiet as you all get a bit closer.
I bring my hand up to stop the group. Bring my hand up to my lips to make them silent. I do a symbol for churning water, right? Fingers, and then I go, 2, point to ears to say that they've made us, and then I gesture forward questioningly to the rest of the group.
Velda gives a sort of tentative thumbs up, but he's got a pretty blank expression on his face.
Shania whispers in Caragor's ear, "Cop, cop."
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, go on.
Gets the scythe out, and they walk up, sort of weapons out, ready to,
Okay.
see who's there.
You step up side by side.
Does anyone else not understand what Caragor's doing with his weird charades?
I haven't got a clue,
Scooby,
mate.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know.
But he always looks so intense. He looks right in your eyes, and I just don't know what he's doing. Yeah.
Let him have his bottle.
I know, I just think it's one of these things. If it makes him happy, then I'll just let him do it.
Yeah, just do a couple of hand gestures back. He'll love it.
That curtain really disappointed him. Do you see how disappointed he was with that curtain? He couldn't kick it.
So
he even gave it a little toe
disappointed.
nudge. It was sad. It was just sad to see.
Yeah. Peeking behind a curtain. It's not Caragor's way.
No, he can't kick a curtain. That's rubbish. I think that's why he's doing all the hand things. I think it's just stress getting out of his system. Yeah.
So you step into the room, and you see it is a large chamber, much bigger than the one you were in before. There are a few things noticeable about it straight away. It's about 16 feet high. It's the same layout as the other ones. It's got kind of a walkway around, about a 10-foot walkway all the way around it. The rest of it is full of sludge. Most notably is in the very middle of the room, sitting in the sludge, is a gigantic contraption. It's about 20 feet across, some kind of big mechanical thing sitting on round legs with hoses coming off it going into the slime, which appear to be just sucking up slime from the ground, and there are pipes and things coming off the side of it. You can see a couple of windows on it. It is kind of humming, and you can see it just slurping up stuff from around it. There are also some people in here. Across from you, standing on the platform on the other side, there are a pair of Nexians. There is a man and a woman. The man has his hair tied really tight in a pair of braids. The woman has it done up on her head in a bun. Their faces are marked with a number of chemical burns and scars, and you can see the same on their hands. There is also another figure in the room. There is a small clay creature, about 3 feet tall, maybe. It has a sort of crudely done face on it with a kind of with a sort of smiling expression just drawn onto the clay. It is currently working. It's in the slime, standing next to the contraption with a big spanner, just kind of turning a bolt on it. It is up to its chest, basically, in slime as it's working. The two of them the two humans are looking over notes, but as you come in, they kind of look up directly, unsurprised at your approach, as they've definitely heard you approaching.
Bajan and Zenop, we have some questions.
The man turns to the woman and says,
I told you the Archlords would send somebody, Zenap. They cannot fathom their secrets being taken from them.
No. We're independent adventurers looking for something that we think you might be able to help with, but we're not coming here in any sort of antagonism.
Beelzebub steps forward and goes,
I am a fellow alchemicalist mutant, and here is my alchemical familiar, JamJam. I see you have clay over there. Well, we would like your expertise. You also have burns. I have a burn in my face as well, from the alchemical reagents.
Well, yeah, looks like it's Burns night. Hell, tense diplomatic optimism, nailed it.
The man turns to the woman and just goes, his voice. The woman nods to him and says, Archlord. and both of them reach for their pockets. Roll for initiative.
Monkey.
Beelzebub's presence can trigger combat. Like
This guy.
Yeah, can.
could have talked a way out of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, we could have.
Ooh. All right.
I don't.
Let's have some initiative for Fulton Battlestone.
Fulton got 23.
A 23. And while we're on you, have you got one for Beelzebub?
Yeah, he got a 15.
A 15. Very good. All right, Velda.
26.
26. Velda, quick off the mark. Bubba Von Hoops.
28.
28. Quicker off the mark.
I know.
Caragor One Fang.
It's a filthy 20.
A filthy 20. Still good. Look at that. Only one below 20. Shania, what we got?
16.
A 16.
Totally let it slide down.
So, this is a big combat. So the first person to act, I mean, a lot of you are going to get to act first. The first person to act is Bubba Von Hoops, standing in the middle of the group in the slime. What do you want to do? You've got the fellas across from you. You've got the big machine. You've got the little clay guy, and they basically have gone for their weapon. They've gone for the vials on their belt. And you know Beelzebub, you know alchemists, you know what they're going to be doing.
They're just about to throw some stuff, are they?
Yeah, how much free action, like quick talk, are you allowing in between combat rounds, Dan?
A little talk is fine. Like if you want to make skill checks, then that's got to be in your round. But
that machine. I'm just bringing your attention to the machine as all. It's got pumps and pipes in it. I just reckon that one twist from that clay thing is going to start churning out slimes at us. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah. All right. Bubba would like to. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to speak. Bubba would like to just go, now wait. Just stop what you're doing. We're not here to fight you. We just want to ask you some questions. Don't throw anything. Just stand the fuck down. And I'm going to use like everything I've got, like intimidating glare. And I'm going to roll intimidation to try and stop them to, doing that. And it's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Who are you using it on? Using it on the alchemist, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, that is gonna a dirty 20. That's enough to frighten one of them. So Zainab is frightened. So you managed to intimidate her. So she's been at penalty for this round.
Okay.
You shout at her. She looks hesitant for a moment and looks to her brother, but her brother is still trying to go for his weapon.
Okay, and my other action would be to, I don't know, actually I'm just going to, I don't know what to do.
You could try and intimidate the other one.
Yeah, I could do. I can intimidate the other one as well. All right, I'm just going to intimidate the other one. That is a better roll as well. That's 24.
24. He is intimidated as well.
Okay, and I would like to intimidate the clay thing.
All right.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to intimidate the three of them. Yeah, and that's a 19.
A 19, the creature, the little clay thing, just looks at you with its blank smiling expression and then carries on with its work. Doesn't seem at all phased by you, but that's you go.
Brilliant.
Velda Kemblight, you're next.
Okay. Are we just going all out combat, I think, aren't we? I don't think we're going to get a chance. We need to take these guys alive almost, don't we? Because we need to ask some questions.
Have you got anything that would subdue rather than kill? Hold, sleep, paralyze, distract, glittery.
I could try, yes, because it's either that or the big guns, which I don't think there's going to be much left of that. Okay, so I'm going to... it's not as good.
You got a spell that would, like, I don't know if a bit of electricity would jolt the machine or not.
It could be, and it's mechanical. But Dan, how far away are they?
So from where you are standing, the twins I think are about 50 feet from you. Yeah, so the twins are 50 feet. The clay guy is 35 feet, and the machine is about 30 feet.
Okay, 50 feet. God damn it.
I mean, you can move closer to them.
Yeah, I know, but I forget that I can't move closer and then do something. Unfortunately, they'd be just out of range of what I was intending. I didn't think we were that far away. Okay, not to worry. I've got an idea. Okay, so I would like to cast Gust of Wind at them. A line of wind 60 feet to try and stop any kind of throwing nonsense from them. So I'd like to cast that.
Kind of throwing nonsense. Does that affect everything in a line between you and them?
It does.
Okay. You know what? It's funny if I don't mention it, but it's unfair because only I can see the map. Fulton is standing in front of you because you wanted to be directly in the middle of the group. So if you do this, it will hit Fulton unless you take an action to move in front of him.
I will take an action in that case to...
Well, hang before we get too hasty there. Would it yeet Fulton into combat with them?
Oh my god!
No, it could either knock him prone, or it could knock him prone, push him 30 feet, and do a lot of damage.
I mean, who do you reckon's got better con and survivability, Fulton or these two? I'm just saying, just saying.
As tempting as it is. Velda steps forward, sort of steps through, and just unleashes a gust of wind straight across. There is... Apologies, I haven't used this in flippin' ages, this spell. So they will need to make a fortitude save.
A fortitude? Is it a line?
It is a line.
It's a line, so it's only going to hit one of them.
Okay.
But that's fine. So Bugden is going to...
I'd like to aim it so the other one... So I go for the one on the... From where I'm imagining it, they're on the right-hand side.
Oh, they're directly across
from the platform's straight in the middle.
Which platform?
The one they're standing on.
They're standing on... No, so it runs all the way around the room. They're on it, but on the other side of the room to where you are. So you've entered on one side of the room. They're standing on the other side of the room, up on the platform. But this platform is not high.
No.
So it's a ledge. It's not a platform. It's just like the path around.
So there's something somewhat specific. I'd like to go in the room, go to the corner, and then aim at sort of the one on the left, so that the line hits them, but then also cuts in front of the other one. So to sort of make because I'm trying to make a wall of air, so that if anyone tries to throw anything through it, it'll gust it off.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so that's going to be against Zainab. Zainab gets a fortitude save. 19 on the die.
Is it against my spell DC?
It's against your spell DC, yeah.
That is a fail.
Let me just go ahead and add their...
Oh.
Yeah, let me just add their fortitude.
I thought you were quicker than that, Dan.
That makes it that's a 34.
Yeah, that's a success. However, the wind is still there. It is still affecting them, but yes.
Okay, so you've put a line of wind across the room. Very nice. Okay.
And that is all my go.
Is that
is
all
a move
your go?
and
2 actions?
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, so you put a line of wind through there. That means it's Fulton Battlestone's go.
I'm going to... intimidate them with Intimidate Glare to stop what they're doing again.
Okay.
I did... Actually, I'm just going to use a normal intimidation because I don't have Intimidating Glare up.
Okay.
But it's fine because it's a good one.
Intimidating Glare just means you don't need to speak the same language.
So that's a natural 20, so that's a 29 on the die to intimidate.
Zainab is intimidated even more.
Does it matter what I say, or like when I'm intimidating?
What would you like to say?
I'm going to say, look, we're not here to hurt you. We just did that windy thing so that you just relax, okay? We don't want to hurt you. We just want to talk. So please, and you as well. I'll intimidate the other one. That is a 20 on
20.
Yeah, not a natural 20, just a 20, dirty 20.
Okay, that intimidates him. So you tell them you're not here to hurt them in a way that intimidates them and makes them feel that you're very much here to hurt them.
Yeah.
They get more frightened. They are pretty frightened of you right now. So you got one action left.
I'm just gonna get my warhammer out.
Okay,
And
you
that's
draw
it.
your warhammer. Good round. Okay. Bajan, he's got some penalties, but he's still feeling confident. Bajan runs over, uses one action to run over to the side, another to draw and throw. He's going to go for a moderate acid flask. So this is going to be at Velda. It's a 21.
Yes. That's a hit.
Okay.
Isn't he 50 feet away?
He's moved.
Okay.
So he's moved twice to get close enough to be able to do it. So he's only got one throw, but he is in range. So he moves twice. He throws the acid. It hits you. It deals. It's only 2d6 plus splash, and there's no one it can splash to. So go ahead and take 8 points of acid damage from him throwing it at you. That is all he can do with his go. Caragor One Fang, it's your go.
We did try talking, lads. We tried it.
We tried.
So the clay thing is going to pump some stuff out in a bit. I just reckon that we should neutralize that thing. So I guess I'm going to target the clay thing and try and take it out. I'm not sure if it's... I don't know what kind of hit points JamJam's got, but I probably won't do it in one round. One thing I do have down on my composite longbow is volley, if it's over 30 foot. Is that...
Volley, I believe, means you have a penalty if you're fighting, if you try and fire it when it's under 30 foot.
Okay, great. That's fine.
So it is over 30 foot,
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'll take a shot at the clay thing.
Alright, you line up the clay guy, you take a shot.
Oh, hello. I see you. It's you I'm looking for. That is a 24.
A 24 is a hit.
Oh.
Roll some damage.
Good. That is 7 points of damage, piercing damage.
Okay. That hits the creature, it staggers backwards, the arrow just sticks in the clay. Yeah, that all went through, that did damage.
I'm going to take another shot.
Go for it.
Poor little clay man.
Creepy-faced clay man.
Happy-faced.
Creepy.
Creepy face.
That's a 19.
A 19's a miss.
Okay.
The clay man ducks into the slime and the arrow whistles over the top of it.
Okay.
One action left.
I have one action left.
Poor thing. He just wanted to be a boxer, you know. Cassius Clay.
Clayman.
Clayman. I got a dream. Be a boxer.
No, we're doing a different song.
Well, yeah, I know. It's in my own song.
No, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to move. I'm going to move further away from the cluster of people towards where Velda is, so I can try and take the flak from him in next round.
Yeah, you move up. You can basically get in front of Velda. That's fine.
I've got you, Velda.
Blocking him off.
Thanks.
Very nice. And with that, the machine shudders and shakes. One of the pipes on it rumbles, and you see it open up and just start spewing green goo out of the side of it into the muck around. The goo starts to coalesce and rise up until it rises up into an enormous green cube. Gelatinous it may be as it begins rumbling towards all of you. Yes, a gelatinous cube is an ooze. Yes, you're going to fight one, and we're going to do it next week. That's where we leave it for tonight, everyone.
This is the face of someone who bloody called it!
There's not a great deal we could have done about that, to be honest.
Nah, not really.
The machine!
What are we supposed to do?
The clay man and the machine!
Clayman. This week's episode was made possible by our patrons, and especially our Dangerling of the Week, Candice Karenin. Karenin, Candice Karenin. To get your name on the podcast, go to patreon.com/Danger Club Podcast.